What the crap? What's up, everybody? What a way to start off. Funny how things work or don't work sometimes. Welcome back. It is Friday morning, and today we are switching things up a wee bit. We're going to have the April 2021 game break happening right now. I want to get some verbal and audio confirmation out there, which I can see my little bar bouncing, but I just want to make sure it's all G-U-D. What's up? Welcome to the Lavender Rain April background. This is one of my favorite pieces that I've created over the years, making backgrounds and such. And I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. I don't know why I like it. It's just very clean and good. Thank you, Kirsten. Appreciate that. So, hey, before we move on, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to the early notification squad. Normally in live streams, I go through the whole list and I shout out everybody that's here. Not going to do that for game breaks because we don't ever do that for game breaks. We're going to get to the meat and potatoes, as I like to call it. We're going to get through it, and then we'll hang out. And, of course, I'll acknowledge all of you guys that are here or were here then, and we'll move forward. Now, I do have to acknowledge it's a little weird not wearing my headset, and everything is a lot louder and echoier, if that's even a word. If not, add it to the Brianism list, please. And what is up, though? So, why am I doing the April game break so early? Like, why is it happening right now? Well, today happened to be like the 3-week day or whatever for my COVID shot. So I happened to get my second COVID today. Now, I am already actively almost through my first full water bottle since my shot. I've also been drinking my clean. So I'm trying to stay as hydrated as possible. As you guys know, we have a couple of emojis, or at least a emoji related to always staying hydrated. And it actually applies to me more today than it has on recent days, just because of the fact that I'm trying to make sure that I just keep my body as stable and filled with fluids as possible, because that seems to be a thing. So did a great job on the Roadrunner stick. Hey, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. So we'll get to that. I'm going to talk Looney Tunes and some other stuff and possible emojis and things too. I got a list. Most of it's pretty consistently the same or redundant in a sense that we've talked about a lot of this over the week. So most of you that are here right now are the same people that are here every day watching me, and I can't thank you guys enough, but I just want to make sure that you guys know that I do have a list. I'm going to try to stick to it. We're going to get through it. I actually have a couple of things that you guys haven't seen or heard yet, and then we'll hang out. So first off, as per usual, welcome back. It's always good to see you guys. You know, these game breaks, as I always say, they're not as impactful as they used to be. Before we were doing live streams, this was a lot more beneficial to you guys as far as behind the scenes and what I'm up to. And before, too, we were doing them on location. So I was, like, recording them at the pond or the coast or wherever, all over the place, right? So same setting, a little different environment. I got the green screen out, and I'm kind of floating under my nice little umbrella here, staying nice and dry. Although it's really nice today. It's actually going to be probably 75 or so-ish. It said it was going to be rainy, but it's looking pretty nice out there, so... but yeah, so basically we're going to start off with the same stuff we always do. We're going to jump into stats. Bam! Check this out. This last month has been gooder than the previous couple of months. Now, ever since last year, the lockdown, our numbers they skyrocketed, and then they've kind of been on their slow pace down. That is expected because people are going back to work, school, etc., etc. The fact that we're actually gaining views, gaining watch time, gaining subscribers, like in the volumes that it's crazy. You guys are spoiling the hell out of me. And I don't know what I'm doing differently or what has happened, if it's sale related, like games gone on sale or whatever, or if it's just simply the content catching up. You guys are finally getting to certain things. Whatever it is, please don't stop what you're doing. And thank you so much, because it has really boosted our numbers, not only with the views. The views are actually up almost 100K from last month, and you know, probably about 75K, but still, that's pretty dang good. Watch time hours is not a whole lot higher, but it is higher. And they did change the system. Remember, it was like up percentage or down percentage. They're not doing that anymore. It's just check mark. It's just good. And I don't really know what the breakdown of that means, but I'll take it because I'm feeling good about it. So, you know, we're almost by this time next month when we do the May game break, we're likely going to be at 145,000 plus subs. And then you got to figure 2 more months, right? 2 more months, we're going to be really close to that 150,000 subscriber mark. You guys, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, you don't get a plaque, you don't get a pat on the back, you don't get anything special not like you do with 100,000, but 150 is still pretty dang good. And it's crazy to me too that it took me like 9 years or 8.5 years to get to 100,000, and now it's taken me an additional 2 years to gain another 50,000. So the momentum has shifted tremendously, and I love it, you know. And I don't know if that's just a matter of like, you know, YouTube shifting their algorithm, or if it's just the things that I'm doing that are benefiting the channel or not. I still don't understand how I can have 143,000 plus subs and I release a video and I only get 200, 300 views on some content. Like, I get not everything is for everybody. I get that sometimes, like Lego Batman, for example, 90% of my viewer base probably has already played the game and beaten it to 100% with other people's guides or just on their own, whatever the case may be. I get that not everyone's going to watch it, but I still feel like the numbers, like analytically speaking, I mean, 200 of 143,000. Somebody do the math on that. Where's Nom? Where's Nom at? Do some math, Nom. He always says that I'm bad at math, so I just make sure that he always does my double checks, and in some cases my preliminary math run. So yeah, I mean, even 500 people is probably 0.001% of the, it's crazy. So I don't know if it's really just the matter that like people don't want to watch it or whatever it is, but like I said, there's been a swell, a positive uptick, if you will, and I'm riding the wave and loving it. If there's more things that I can do, more videos that you want to see or whatever, let me know. Well, I'm sitting here like trying to read stuff, like reading the chat. I'm like, why can't I see it? I have my glasses out. What a noob. What a noob. I see there's a few people showing up. Gamers Corner's here. What up, Gamers Corner? Justin's also here. Dylan showed up as well. Good to see you guys. I know that most of you guys, I already kind of acknowledged before. So like I said, I'm not trying to totally get into that too much, but I want to acknowledge some people that are sliding in here. Gamers Corner's finally back. Good to see you, man. Greg's here too. Noob alert. Ready, Judy, what is up? Good to see you guys. All right, so again, thank you so much. I do feel like there is going to be a big swell. Like next month, I feel like these numbers are going to be even higher. Like, I would not be surprised. I mean, it's a big task, a big ask, if you will, but I feel like next month we might be over 1 million views. Now, why do I say that? Why do I feel like next month is going to be better than this month? Well, it has a lot to do with completing this. As fun as this was, it failed miserably analytically. Now, what does that mean? It means that a lot of time and effort was put into this series, and you know, we did 35 videos. 35 videos, I think, netted maybe 10,000 views. Maybe. I don't understand. You know, it's always kind of a gamble or hit or miss, if you will, about what games are going to be successful and what games aren't. Zombie Army 4. When we played that on launch April or so last year, it did okay. One of our videos, the streams, got like, I don't know, 10,000 views in the first week, which was really high for our numbers at that time, especially, even now. And so looking back, I would have never guessed that that video would have succeeded like it did. Now, all the rest of my collectible videos, the ones that actually had a lot of effort and time and thought into it, they didn't get the same praise or same views or attention that the live stream did. And I can't still figure that out. Why? I feel like somebody, like a news outlet or somebody posted it on a Reddit or something somewhere that's getting a lot of traffic, because that video is tagged up basically the same as all the other ones, and the other ones aren't getting the views. So I don't know what's going on with that. But that video alone in the last 2 or 3 weeks since they announced April's games, it has skyrocketed. And it alone in the month of April got more views than the entire Spyro series did since I started it. That's insane for me to think. I would have never and then you look at episode 2, 3, 4 of that same live stream, it didn't get the same views. So I don't know why things succeed sometimes and sometimes they don't. I know that Lego is always going to be a better hitter than something that's not Lego. But beyond that, I have no formula or any kind of understanding of why things go the way they do. So, you know, knowing that we're done with Spyro and that the lack of interest in that was gone now, right? I mean, some people will still watch it. I know that Greg, and there was a few people out there that were like there every time, and I appreciate that, whether it was just for funsies or just to see how good or bad I was, whatever the case was. I appreciate you guys watching those, because although it was kind of doubling down as like a project that I could do for the channel, but also teaching my son how to do this. Also getting Adam, our guide writer, some more experience writing guides on a simple game. You know, in the end, like, I definitely paid out more than I got back on that one. And not that that's the end game, right? Like, I don't want people to think that, like, it's all about the money. It's not. But at the end of the day, like, this is my job now. So that is an important factor to me. And, you know, I don't have a lot of specific content that, you know, for Patreon or what, like, I don't do stuff like that. I don't want to pay gate any of my stuff. I want to keep it open and free as much as possible. And if you guys feel you can help out on that, great. If not, that's fine too. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, I want to put stuff out there that is going to sort of consistently do well. And Spyro did not. So there are 2 more Spyro games on that disc for the collection, and it is possible that we will return to those in the future. It's possible Reese might do the series on his own. He may record it, cut audio, and do it all. It's also possible that it might not get returned to. It's possible that we might live stream it. So the future of Spyro is kind of up in the air. I would say I'll do a poll or ask you guys, but I asked you guys originally and everyone was like, guide form, we need a guide. And it's one of the easier games out there. So I don't feel like it really needed a guide. But that being said, you guys tell me, drop some comments, post it on our Facebook, request, send me messages, tweet me, whatever you want to do. Get the message to me if that's something you want to see. If you don't care about it, you could tweet me that as well. So Spyro, unfortunately, is coming to a close, at least for now. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. But, you know, ultimately, I want to do things that I enjoy, but that also you guys do, right? Because that's important. The views and the watch time and all that does add up, and it does really make a difference in my life, right? Real life first is what we always say. And at the end of the day, my real life, it needs to be financially sound, and this is how I've chose to make my money, at least for now. You know, I've thought about going a different direction, doing some other things, returning back to my web and graphic design as a full-time and this as a hobby. I've thought about a lot of things, but dude, honestly, I love this, you guys. I love interacting with you guys. I have like an extended family, and you know who you are. You're here on the daily. You get to interact, you play games with me. You support. It's amazing. You guys are crazy amazing, and I love you all for that. What's up, Dragon Slayer? Welcome to the stream. All right, so it is getting astronomically hot in here. I don't know if it's me with all my lights and if the sun's out, or if it might have something to do with my shot today. So there is that. So, and it is possible that I might have to like shut her down here in a little bit too. I just want to put that out there because I did get my second blast today. I think you can still see my Band-Aid. Look how pasty my arm is. I'm like almost see-through. That's crazy. I need to get some sun, you guys. All right, so Spyro's done. Now, what does the rest look like? Oh yeah, Twitter. Thank you, man. What does the rest look like? We're gonna actually, guess what, you guys? I actually got together a stream schedule graphic. Ready? Bam! Look at that. It's back. All right, so this is what our streams are going to look like for the next couple of weeks. Devour is subject to change almost immediately. Basically, we're going to play that for one more week, and then Devour will turn into Resident Evil The Village, which is the newest one. And although I'm excited for it, I'm also mildly terrified for it. So, not that Devour is any better, but check it out. Monday is Marvel Mondays. We're going to be playing Avengers. Tuesday, over on HTG TV, we're going to be playing Apex Legends. That's going to be a staple, and it'll stay there until I find some sort of hatred for the game. I love it. You guys know it's awesome. I enjoy it. Win or loss, it's still fun. Wednesdays is Overcooked 2. We are likely going to complete that in this next week or two. If we do, it's quite possible we're going to be jumping on to the next one. There's a new one called, like, I don't remember, All Out War, All Kitchens, something, I don't remember, something. It looks cool. It's the same basic game, but new levels, new experiences, and, you know, I'm enjoying it. I can't speak for Gray and Todd, and, you know, we still could use a fourth. I haven't really figured that out yet, but as I mentioned, Devour will be at least for this next Thursday, and it could be for the following one, too. Just depends on how things go with the release of Resident Evil. I'm pretty sure it's gone gold, and it's going to be available, so I don't think that'll be changing, but just in case. And then Returnal. So Returnal is a brand new game that actually came out today and is a PS5 exclusive. You guys can't see this right now, but I do have the game installed on my PS5 and it's ready to roll. I even have a thumbnail ready to go for today's stream, assuming that in the next hour or two, I will be able to do a second stream and continue with some Returnal gameplay. It's made by Housemark, which is a game or a studio that makes games that I absolutely love. This is a little different formula, as this isn't a top-down game like most of their previous games are. But Returnal looks awesome, and I'm gonna die a lot. That's the premise of the game. You have to die and like retrace your steps and do things. I don't fully know because I've avoided all spoilers, videos, and info. But it looks pretty awesome, and I'm excited to play it with you guys. And I hope that I feel well enough after this game break is done that I can jump in and play that. Now, Saturday is my one day off that I take from streaming, but I want to be clear that Saturday is technically not a day off for Happy Thumbs Gaming. We actually upload our project videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Can anybody tell me why they think that was the days, why I chose those days? Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? Wrong answer. No, I'm just kidding. You guys didn't even get a chance to answer. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are the off days that I do not stream on HTG. So basically, what I'm telling you is that as long as things go as planned, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and I upload Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, meaning that you have 7 days a week of HTG content. That's crazy. I'm going hard in the paint, as they like to say in the basketball world, and I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Saturday is the only day off that I get from streaming, but it is still a work day for me. So I'm literally working 7 days a week right now, you guys. That's and most people don't say that and are excited about it. I'm pretty damn excited about it. It feels good. So and then last but not least, you guys know Sunday is our Lego live stream days. Those are a lot shorter and at a different time, but basically we're gonna wrap up Lego Harry Potter on 5 through 7 on Sunday. Now, it is quite possible that it will take me longer than the 2 hours that is normally taken for that game, but I will finish it on Sunday. And then I want to announce this now, and I'll post it up on the social media and everything too, but I'm finishing Lego Harry Potter this Sunday. The following Sunday, no stream. So I am taking an additional day off, you guys. The reason for that is I'm going to go stay at my mom's house. We're all vaccinated. We're all finally getting back to what hopefully will be a normal routine. So we're going to go stay at her place. She has an amazing house. Some of you have seen some of the pictures that I post on socials. I'll definitely post them. I'll even get some on Instagram because I've been slacker face on Instagram. But basically, we're gonna go and we're gonna leave Friday after stream, and then we're gonna stay Friday, Saturday, and then we're gonna come back late Sunday evening. So pretty excited to go do that. I mean, I haven't done anything for a while. Now, one of the big bonuses for that too is that Drexler gets to come with us, and the big bonus is Drexler has what we would consider 2 best friends. One of them is his cousin, which is my mom's dog. So he gets to go stay and hang out with his like bestie in the world, which is crazy. And we're also going to invite his other bestie over to come for a day. So I don't know if Courtney and Jane will stay, but Drex is gonna have both Roxy and Jane, and he's gonna go nuts. So that's awesome. So we're pretty excited about all of that, and you know, it's been a long time. Like, I don't take very many vacations in general. We go to Eagle Crest every year, and often my dad or my stepmom will hook us up with like a stay at a resort somewhere for a weekend, whether it's at the coast or something. You know, that we have family that definitely looks out for us and takes care of us. But we haven't, it's with COVID and everything, we didn't really go. We went to Eagle Crest, but we didn't do any other travel last year. So, you know, I don't like to go places. I'm a homebody. I'm sort of a recluse. Some even referred to me as a borderline agoraphobic. I don't see myself as that, but ultimately there's definitely some consistencies with my habits and the diagnosing of that stuff. A couple more people are sliding in right now. What up, Dylan? What up, Debbie? Welcome, guys. Welcome. David's also here too. Maybe behind, but Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens Deluxe Edition getting an update? I am not aware of any updates to The Force Awakens. There is a new Lego Star Wars game that is expected out sometime this year. I have some information. We're going to talk. That's actually one of my points of interest that I'm going to get to in a minute. So let's see here. We got that. We got that. We got that. All right, so I want to talk real quick. We're gonna shift into Lego, but not the games. We're gonna talk um, minifigs. What up, Tony? Welcome to the stream. Michael's here too. What up, Michael? Good to see you, bud. Um, some of you were here for the stream the other day. We did something very different. Now, back in the day, you have to go back 3-4 years. Reese and I, we still are sponsored by Warner Brothers, but the last 2 to 3 years, their PR has been really slow. And what I mean by that is that we haven't been contacted. Even the bigger channels, you know, like I have some people that are definitely a notch up, a step above me, if you will. And I'm only saying that not based on like production values or quality. I'm just saying like the following, right? The following and the views. You know, you got guys like J-Shock Blast, Blitzwinger, Pack Attack. Not even those guys have been getting stuff regarding Lego or Warner Bros. There's been some Mortal Kombat stuff. That's not really my bag. A long time ago, they reached out to me and I didn't really respond, so I don't get any of those. But ultimately, we haven't done any unboxings, any product reviews, or anything in a long time. So I opted to chase down some Lego Looney Tunes collectible minifigures. This was kind of the leftover, the results of my blind bag openings. Really, I was chasing down a couple of these. Me. And I got one for me and one for my wife. I was hoping to get 3 so I could give one to our guy Nam. But not yet. I'll have to get some more. But that was really fun. Financially, doesn't really work out as something we can do like on a weekly basis or whatever. Robert's here, more Taz's. I do have a Taz army. I bought 20 blind bags and I ended up with 5 Tasmanian Devils. So 25% of my openings were the same. Now, I didn't do any feeling checks or anything. I just legit grabbed. Now, there's a whole story. I recommend you guys go watch the blind bag opening. It was hilariously fun. People were chanting, hoping that I got more of the same duplicates. Other people were hoping that I got some new ones. It was a hoot. I loved it. Financially speaking, like I said, you know, $20 or 20 packs times $5 each was $100. We did like an hour stream. It got roughly 1,000 views. As far as, you know, monetization goes, if all of those 1,000 views served ads, I roughly got the CPM, which is about $4. So definitely not a cost-effective project, but something that I very much enjoyed, and I would be willing to, you know, not everything's going to be positive or bring in the big bucks. I mean, Spyro was another one of those swing and a miss kind of strikeouts. But ultimately, again, it's not all about that. And it all piles together, right? If I get a few views here and a few views there, it all evens out, and it sort of takes away the specifics of projects failing or succeeding. But I want to know, would you guys want to see another one of those? I mean, I get paid like today. So, you know, next week-ish, maybe Friday. I mean, I've gone pretty ridiculously fast this week with work. I've done a Lego Batman every day. I've done streams every other day or every day. I've done Gamebreak preparations, and we also have had some small projects around the house. So it's been crazy. Usually the Gamebreak week is always crazy, just because I have such a busy schedule already, and then I tack on this one project that just adds an hour or two to every day, just setting things up like backgrounds and getting it all. I mean, the buttons all have to be assigned. Unfortunately, I don't have somebody to do that for me. So it is definitely a task, but it's a task that, like I said, I enjoy. And I really do. These game breaks are a lot of fun. So, you know, if you guys would like to see a part 2 for the Looney Tunes, I would be down. You know, Kirsten says she would be into it. You know, Ratty would be into it. There's a lot of people that are, you know, Taz Army for the win. And WT, baby, Nom wants Taz. If you don't follow our Apex streams, that probably doesn't make as much sense. But the new game you're playing today is good. So that's the thing. You can count the deaths all you want. It's not going to matter, though. That is the point of the game. So, like, dying, I can't progress in the game without dying. Like, that needs to be clarified. Like, that's how Returnal works. I don't fully understand it, but like, you have to die, and then you get to this. So it's like crazy too. Like, there's this uphill curve of hardness. You start off and it's like, you know, here's what you do, pretty easy. 10 minutes in, I've been told it's crazy. And then like an hour in, you want to break controllers and quit immediately. And then you get about 5 hours in, 6 hours in, and then all of a sudden you start unlocking a few things. And they're like orbs or power-ups or something. Again, I've done my best to avoid as much as possible. But it's my understanding that you get to this point, and then once you get to that point, like you've hit the peak of the hill, and it's like you're almost OP from the end. And I only know this because Brian from PlayStation Trophies tweeted out yesterday or the day before that it progressively gets harder, and part of it's because it's all procedurally generated, meaning when you die. So like you'll go and you'll get killed by a guy in like the right corner or right whatever, right? Like you'll go through all this hallway and get to the right corner, and then you'll die by some big guy, right? Boom, dead. Start over. Go to that same right corner, prepared for that big guy. He ain't gonna be there, or maybe he will. Maybe it'll be a small guy. I mean, so procedurally generated means that it's all just randomized, and so overall the experience will be similar. But the fact that I go down to the right and there's a pink monster there may not be the same for you, or maybe it isn't procedurally generated like they're saying it is, and maybe there's, I don't know, we'll have to see. I mean, there's a lot of games out there like that, like No Man's Sky, and a lot of games out there that offer that procedurally generated content, and Minecraft's another one. So there are some consistencies, but there's also some very, very crazy non-consistencies too. So yeah, so I mean, if you're really wanting to track, I mean, in this case, counting deaths for Returnal is actually a positive thing. It might actually help us understand how many deaths it takes to get to that peak point and then fall down, right? So I mean, I'm not saying count my deaths, but I mean, it might actually prove to be beneficial to other players who are going to play it down the road. I know a lot of you would love to play it, maybe, but might not have a PS5 yet, and it's unfortunately a PS5 exclusive. So Justin said him and his kids love the blind bag stream. Nice. Well, and I did too, and I would love to do that. And there's rumors. First I heard it from Ben, but then I saw some evidence online too that the next minifig, collectible minifig series, if I can say it right, is going to be Marvel. Now, the ones with like the hippie and like the waddy doos that had just been made up, just random characters made up and stuffed into these sets, I didn't care for those much. They were cool and unique, but I didn't feel like any of them were worth $5. Even the Tazes I got, all were $5 to me. I am a Looney Tune kid. I grew up in the prime time of Looney Tunes. Like when you got up Saturday morning and ran out to the TV and hid under a blanket or sat on the heater vent or whatever. And I used to get like dry cereal, and I would just eat dry cereal out of the box at like 7 in the morning when my parents were still sleeping. And, you know, ultimately, Looney Tunes hits home a lot more. Like if they did Roger Rabbit, that's another total random one, but also from that same kind of era that I would buy the crap out of those things. You know, you get into SpongeBob and stuff, that stuff's cool. Pokemon even, like, that stuff's all right after my childhood, right? I mean, I was kind of in that sports and chasing girls and that kind of era, you know, when those Power Rangers, all that stuff. Like, I just don't connect with that like a lot of you do, just based on my elderliness, we'll call it. Death Trooper, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Ramblin' Rod, Justin, dude, fun story. Most of you probably have no idea what Ramblin' Rod is. You got to be sort of local to the Pacific Northwest for that one. But it was actually an establishment that every day they did a live broadcast and they played cartoons. But in between the cartoons, they would be in like this studio and they'd have like a studio audience, and you'd get to sit in there, and they had bleachers like at a school or a game or whatever. And you could sit on the bleachers, and then they had like sodas and stuff that they'd give you. And it was like a really cool experience if you got to go. I got to go twice. I got in trouble. Like I got pulled off to the side for the second time I went there. This is true story. True story. And I don't know if there's an episode anywhere. I don't know if those are even viewable anymore. But so what happened was I went and got a drink, and like they were supposed to do it in like rose 2, 3, and 4, and then 5, 6, 7, or something like that. And I went both times and got a drink both times. And so like I'd already chugged mine down and put it off to the side and went for a second one. And they noticed that. And I was just a hypo bouncing around. So, I mean, I didn't get like arrested or anything crazy. I was like 7 years old or 10 years old when this happened. But yeah, I got to go twice. And like I got to see the little train that pull around that had the dude, it was awesome. Ramblin' Rod was killer. Looney Tunes galore on that show. It was awesome. Thank you for that memory. That was pretty sweet. Let's see here. Dylan says mom used to work at Warner Bros. That's awesome. What did she do? Was she in like the production side? Was she in like the marketing? There's so many things that you could be a part of at Warner Brothers. So I'm curious. But yeah, Justin, that's fun stuff. Definitely cool. You know, living in Beaverton, you know, I did get some opportunities to do some stuff. And Hanna-Barbera is another one. Ray's just brings up another one. You know, like Muttley and all. You know, like all those guys from back in the day. Like I love all of those OG old school cartoons, the ones that, you know, Heckle and Jekyll and Mighty Mouse, and those are the ones that I would love to see in minifig form. And they may have at one point. I didn't honestly pay attention to the collectible minifig series up until about the last year or so, and it's mainly, like I said, just because a lot of the series that I saw were not worth $5 a minifig. $5 a minifig? Looney Tunes? All right, moving along. Got kind of caught up on that one for a minute. All right, so this next one, it's been a long time coming, and as you guys know, this has finally started to hit the channel. I've been talking about it for like a month and a half now too, saying that it was coming. A lot of that had to do with Spyro just getting finished, and only 3 videos a week, and sometimes missing a day or two. You know, really pushed that back a ways. But I am, you guys have only seen 2 videos on the channel. I've got the 3rd one ready for audio that I'll cut right after the game break, and then I'll upload that one. Later tonight, I will probably edit the 4th one, and then I'll probably record the 5th one too. So if you guys don't know the format of this game, there are 5 levels per story, if you will. I guess story is not the right word because we use that for something else. For each episode, I don't know what the proper way. So basically, there are 3 storylines that each have 5 missions in them for the heroes, and then bam, you flip it over, and there's 3 storylines with 5 missions each for the villains. So in essence, you get 30 missions, and those need to be played as story, then free play, and we're almost done. Like today, I will be recording the 5th. So I'll be done with the first storyline or segment or whatever you want to refer to them as far as production goes. Now, the way this is going to work is just like all of our other videos that are project-based. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, these are getting uploaded. Now, I'm going to be trying to upload 1 video a day. So even though I'm only releasing 1 every other day or, you know, whatever, there's going to potentially be 1 more going up every day. Now, why do I do that? I'm trying to get done and move on to the next project. And when I build up a bunch like that, it also gives me a chance to kind of step away for a few days. And then I can like release those videos that are already done because I've worked really hard 2-3 weeks ago. And I've pushed myself out with this futuristic, you know, playlist that hasn't been released yet. I can sort of trickle those out and let those go. So like if I go on vacation or whatever, you know, I can be gone for that vacation and I'll still have videos showing up on the channel. So it doesn't seem like I'm gone, not to the viewer, but I am. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going to try to get through it. So I'm estimating roughly 75 to 100 videos for this series. You got to figure 1 a day. That's 100 days or so before I'm going to be done with it. That's a long time. That's 3 months. And this is a tiny game, you guys. Think about Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. That's going to be months of work, like 6 to 8 months worth of like everyday contributions. Now, there are probably going to be some days that I do more than 1 video a day, and that overall end game might be shorter than that. The release schedule for that game is going to be very different. There will be 1 video every single day, if not 2 videos on certain days or all days. Just depends on my workflow, how much I can do, if I can keep up with the streams and it all just depends. It depends on my game, my guide writers too. you know, how far they get ahead and how fast I can move through the free play, because I can't really take on free play without them being at least one level ahead of me, right? Like I don't have to have the whole thing done, but they need to at least be one level ahead of me. Otherwise, I won't know where everything is, and my videos will be kind of scattered, right? Like that's not what we want. You guys don't want to see me looking for the mini kits. You want to see me showing you where the mini kits are, right? So that's the purpose of the guide. And you know, actually, somebody asked me the other day. It was a really good question. They asked me, "Why do you even do story? Why don't you just skip ahead to free play?" I said, "That is a great question. Let me try to explain this in a way that makes sense to you, because my methods and my reasoning for it totally makes sense to me." First reason, the very first reason is when a new game drops. Let's say a new game comes out today. Let's say I was doing a guide for Returnal, right? I don't know the answers to where the trophy or any of that stuff until my guide writers find it for me. I always tell you, I'm a nobody without the guides. I'm nobody without my writers. They are a huge part. They don't get the face time. Some of them don't want it. Some of them didn't want it. Some of them would like more, probably, or would have liked more. Regardless of where their stance is, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Without their guides, without, you know, Doug, Tyler, Gary, Adam, without their help, other people have helped too. Other people have provided guides or some sort of help, and without them, it would be a mess, you guys. And so that's the main reason. I want to give the guide writers time to find all the answers for me. And so that's the first main reason. Now, the second reason is because I've kind of broken the, not all the Lego videos are like this, but most of the recent ones in the last 7 years or so, there is, you know, kind of like, let's see, how do I say this? How do I break this down? It just allows, I mean, that's the real reason. It allows the guide writers to get ahead and figure out where everything is so that I can do it. It also allows me to break the videos down in two forms. If you're looking for collectibles, you can get the collectibles by joining the free play. If you're stuck on a level, I'm maybe not going to cover that as well on the free play because I've already covered it on the story. So like that's kind of where it is. Like the story is kind of like showcasing the cutscenes, enjoying the game as it was sort of made to be played, and then coming back and playing it for the collectibles, just finding those. I also do it that way because if I was viewing, I would be mildly frustrated with having to watch 2 videos to get the collectibles for 1 level. So like our Lego Batman 2 videos, I got a lot of the mini kits that you could get in the story because I didn't know, right? That was my first Lego game. And so after years of doing it, your feedback and just the process of the whole thing, we've decided that separating them makes way more sense. And then you guys, 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 out of 100, really, you guys don't need to watch 2 videos to find the 10 collectibles or whatever. Usually there's 13 to 17, but you know, because you always got the 10 mini kits, and then there's usually a red brick and a character token or the stud requirement. There's a few things that generally add up and give you a list of things, right? And so we try to put them all in one video for you guys, so you don't have to chase down multiple videos. Now, if I'm being honest, financially doing it that way makes more sense, right? I mean, if you guys could watch 1 video and get all the collectibles, that's 1 view. If you guys had to watch 2 videos, that'd be 2 views. And if you start multiplying that by the hundreds or thousands of people that show up to watch these videos, it actually makes more sense financially for me to break them up and do them in the 2. But as a viewer, I would want them in 1. So that's why I do it. So that's kind of the long explanation, and hopefully that makes sense. You know, right now with Lego Batman story, the guide is actually still being finished, if I'm being honest. Adam is not 100% done with it, and that's fine. But like, if I was waiting for the guide, I'd probably still be like twiddling my thumbs, going, "I gotta wait for the." but no, so instead I'm doing the story videos. I'm putting those out. Unfortunately, there is a lot of Danny Elfman music, which I love Danny Elfman, don't get me wrong, but it's copyrighted music. It's copyrighted material that I'm having to remove from these videos. So the process of this is actually insane. I actually do a scouting run, right? So I play on my PlayStation and I just run through the level. I find out all the things, avoid mini kits and do that kind of stuff because I don't have the locations yet from Adam, which I will soon, and later I'll be able to see those and I'll be able to avoid those a lot easier. But basically, I just try to go straight to the point with my scouting run. I try to figure out what needs to be done to progress the level and get to the end. And then I try to avoid all of that when I actually record it. So then I'll do the scouting run. Then I'll do the recording, right? And as soon as I'm done recording, the first thing I do is I upload it from this computer to YouTube and I mark it unlisted. The reason I do that is because it gives me an opportunity to have YouTube check the video and verify or deny that there's any copyrighted material. So while that is uploading, I'll also copy that same file to an external drive, and then I'll move it to my main PC that I edit and do all the rest of the stuff with. So basically, it's doing two things. It's moving the file to two different places at the same time. Once it gets here, I can start editing and doing that. This one will go ahead and clear, and it'll tell me, hey, you either have this song at this time to this time, or this video from this to whatever, or nothing at all. And then I can go in and make the edits that need to be, and then I can export it, cut the audio, export it, upload. So each video is taking a long time. Like, even though these levels are like 10, 15 minutes, it's taking like 2+ hours to get. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane how much time. So I mean, you guys see me on the live streams of Lego, especially when I haven't played a game for like 5-6 years and I'm not following a guide. I'm just kind of willy-nilly running. It's not like, if those are how my videos were, I don't think we would be as successful as we are. I don't think you guys would appreciate the videos. Like, would I be showing you where they are? Probably. But nobody likes to watch me smash around and destroy everything going, well, where's the mini kit? Where's the mini kit? Right? You guys love and appreciate the fact that I go, all right, you smash this, go here, do that. Guess what? You're done. You got all 10 mini kits. Congratulate yourselves. Move on to the next one. And that's how I like to do it. And so I figure that's how you guys like to do it. Now, not everybody's the same. I can't please everybody. My nasally drone pisses people off or drives them nuts. Or sometimes I got a comment this morning that said my voice is actually really soothing. They have the person had some kids that were, that had some special needs. And what they were, I'm not exactly sure, but that's what they were. That's what they told me. And they said that my voice actually really helped calm them. That's amazing. Like, you know, so I get it all. I get, dude, you sound like hot garbage. You make me want to drive my car off a cliff. And I also get, like, you know, your voice is really soothing and it helps my kids who sort of struggle sometimes with whatever, right? So I get it all. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool that you guys take the time to tell me both sides. I want to know if it's terrible. I want to know if you guys don't want the story anymore, or if you find it helpful. Like, and just know too that, like, I got somebody else too. There's been thousands of comments or requests for this game since we started our channel. Where's Lego Batman 1? How come you never did Lego? Are you ever going to do I would really like to see Lego Batman 1, right? Hundreds, thousands. I've got a guy right now posting on all of the videos. I'm the one that suggested this and he's doing it because I asked. Now, you contributed to it and you were definitely part of the movement, but you are not the reason. And the dude was trying to claim the reason. So I don't know if anybody saw that, but I don't expect you guys to be reading the comments. Kirsten may have saw it because she helps me moderate through some of that stuff. But, you know, beyond that, most of you probably don't see those kinds of things. But anyways, fun stuff. So Lego Batman will be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Again, use those end screen links at the end of each video. So at the end of level 1, there's a link that takes you to level 2, and level 2, level 3. And as long as there is a video available, there will be an end screen link. If there isn't an end screen link, that means you've reached my production and you've caught up to me. So right now, like I said, there's only the 2 videos. The third one will be going up today, and then maybe even the 4th one today, but likely tomorrow. And I'm going to try to do 1 video every single day, but just know that the release schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But if you need to get ahead or want to get ahead, you can. And it's amazing. Like, I legit see, it's not a lot, but anywhere from 20 to 100 views on a lot of these videos weeks before they even release. So people are using the end screen links and jumping from one video to the next. They are doing that. That's not just something I created or whatever. Did you see my reply I sent on what you had on Twitter? No, I don't think so. I gotta... Yeah, I wonder if... Yeah. Huh. Sorry, I just saw something else that kind of drives me nuts. I'm, right now there's kind of an appreciation post or momentum happening on Twitter. And one of our guys, Megabeard, who's often here, I don't think he's here today, but he actually said that, really cool, he's a streamer now, he's building some momentum, and he said that I was the person that inspired him to stream. And so I thought that was really cool. And so a lot of people are kind of retweeting or tweeting or adding in, and a couple people have said, Happy Thumbs is my go-to for guides, and one of them was tagged with another guide creator who I followed for years because he's a guide creator and he's somebody that, I would like to collaborate with at some point, potentially. But also just somebody who makes good content that if I ever needed something for Xbox or whatever, this was the guy. And, I'm following him and he's like retweeting and liking posts that we're both tagged in, right? Like somebody has said that we are his go-to guy. And, but he doesn't follow me. I follow him, but he doesn't follow me. So I get no respect, guys. I get no respect. But 100% post. I'm not sure, Greg. I'm not ringing any bells right now, bud. We'll have to cross paths with that later. Wait, it's this one. I got another one. Raised, retweeting. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let's see here. I'm not seeing any. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. I don't know why I'm not seeing that. My bad, Greg. All right, so Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Okay. So it's been almost like in 2 or 3 days, it will have been 1 month since we got this. And nothing has changed. I think some wording actually changed on one of their original posts or something. So there may be a revised version of the same thing, or maybe I have the revised. So Lego Skywalker, everyone was so adamant about, oh, it's coming out. No. And when people started saying last year that they were shooting for January or February or even March, I was trying to put things into perspective, like knowing that the development studio has 9 movies that they're putting into the game, and that up until December of 2019, and we don't know when in December, whether it was the day the movie came out or days or weeks after, the studio didn't even have the scripting or information that they would need in order to create the final movie. So let's say Perfect World, 8 of the 9 movies were completed in the game, ready to go, could have shipped it in December for Christmas of 2019. Let's say Perfect World, it was done minus the final movie. There's no way they're getting 5 levels that could be 10, 20 minutes long each, with the stories, with the acting, the voiceovers. There's no way they can do that in 90 days. Like, you have a team of 1,000 people, and I don't think you could do that in 90 days. And most studios, although they outsource for a lot of different things, whether it's lighting effects or fonts or text or scrolling credits, or, there's a lot of minor assets that are outsourced that people's names get into the final list. But the actual development, the people who are making the characters, the people who are testing, the people, there's probably not 1,000. I mean, there might be, but I would guess there's probably not 1,000. And I'm surprised that it hasn't been like pushed even further, to be honest with you. And I only say that because you take that factor, you try to put all that content, into a game in a short amount of time, and then you throw in COVID, where guess what? Studio is officially shutting down. Everyone's now working from home. Some of us had no problem with that. I didn't have to do anything different. Mine was already set up that way. But these guys that are working in the studios that have multiple computers on a network that's secured and allows them to transfer files and do all these things pretty quickly, just slowed down 1,000%. Because, you know, even if you have the fastest internet, files are going to take a while to transfer. And you're working on something, and you have to export it and then compile it and then probably do some sort of like compression before you send it, you know, and then that could cause problems. So I don't really know what kind of hurdles they were really up against. I just know that moving a file from computer B to computer A takes a while internally with a hard drive plugging in. Trying to send something digitally, like, there's pipelines that help with that, but I just don't see. I mean, and some of those files were probably like terabytes, right? I mean, some of them are big. Those, before they get compressed and put onto the disk, some of those files are huge, especially if they're developing for 4K and even possibly 8K. So, you know, you start thinking about that, and it's a long time, you guys. So I don't know. What's up, Knuckles? Baby Woo, what's up, dude? I'm not really sure where I stand now as far as my expectation. You know, and I know nothing, you guys. Like, I'm just like I say this a lot to people, and I don't know if I've ever said this to you guys or not, but like I'm not necessarily like super smart or genius or anything like that. But I do feel like I have a really good grasp on common sense, and which should be more common. But, you know, like certain things, like we were even talking yesterday about, you know, our whole air conditioning system in the house is all messed up. And this guy was telling us that our ducts were dirty. And she was like, okay, do we want to get new, or we got to clean the ducts? How much is that? And he was like, no, you need new ducts. That's why your air conditioning isn't working. Because we have some dust on the outside. We need to replace all. So sometimes like things just don't make sense. And I'm like, no, we need a second opinion on that, you know. But I mean, like with this whole stuff, like I understand the process of what games go through to be created. I've been to a few studios. I've got friends that have worked on major projects doing all sorts of things, from music to lighting to developing a crosshair that moves. Like, you'd think that'd be a simple process. It was not. And I heard a lot about it. Shout out to Patrick. But anyways, you know, I just feel like it's going to be a while. And so, totally unrelated to this announcement, but very much related to LEGO and TT Games. Today, lead game designer, no, is it level? That's not the right wording. Hold on, let me get the right wording here. It's head of design, I believe, is his actual title. Head of design for 22 years, Arthur Parsons at TT Games has left TT Games today. During today's premiere page, it was announced. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at this tweet. It was actually announced before then. That's when I saw it, though, was during the premiere page. And, you know, he says he's worked on 30 or so games, all the LEGO games. Every single one of them he's been a part of. And I guess they've done some other stuff too. I'm not even really sure what they've done outside of TT, or well, outside of LEGO. But at first I was like, oh snap, this is not good news. The head guy has just bounced. The more I thought about it, though, this could be an indication that the game is done. I am not trying to sell wolf tickets, build false hope, do anything other than kind of hypothesize here that it's quite possible that the game is done and that he's going to go somewhere else. He might start his own company. He said that he was going to stay in the industry. I don't know what that looks like for him, but this dude was amazing. And this could be really good with the concept of like Lego Skywalker being done. This could also be this could mean that there's problems. But again, I don't want anybody to take like my words and run with them, because I don't know anything. I'm just simply kind of speculating based on very little information that we know. So, you know, I feel like this could go either way. And, you know, moving forward, I feel like there's a good chance that we could get some more information on May 4th, which is just a couple days away, right? I don't know what that means. It could mean big time problems for me. I might, I'll have to, if they announce May 4th, and let's say it's June or July, which I don't think it would be. I still think they'd want that 60 to 90 days of marketing once they've announced the date. So I would say that if they announce it May 4th, you know, June, July, I would say August, which would be the worst for me because that's when I go on my vacation every year. We've already got it booked. So I'm hoping that it's at least after that because I don't want to miss my vacation, but I'm not going to get a late start on this either. So if it happens when I'm supposed to be vacationing, I'll be working while my family vacations. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But, you know, my goal is to hopefully get it either before or after that and then work on it. But again, I mean, there is a reality that everyone needs to let sink in. That is that this game may not be out this year. We're already almost to the halfway point of the year, and there's still no indication of gold, meaning that they printed the discs or anything. Now, I don't know that I remember any time that LEGO has announced they've gone gold, but I also don't remember LEGO having a release date ever be pushed. So a lot of new things here, a lot of unexplored territory and concepts and, you know, theories, if you will. You know, Art Parsons, he was a good dude. Like I've followed him for years, and the fact that he interacts with his people, the fact that he is, I mean, nobody's ever said a bad thing about Art publicly that I'm aware of. And you know, hopefully the same is applied to me, but I would imagine that, you know, that there are some, you know, things that have been said about me, like my voice, for example. There's a prime example. But like, you know, like I said, this could be really good news regarding Lego Skywalker, but also could be bad news regarding the future of Lego. I mean, I'm sure it's in good hands. They got some other good guys there. You know, James, there's a few guys that work there that are definitely on point and destined for success. But you know, it's like I said, it's one of those unknowns. So I'm hoping that next week we get some more information regarding, you know, what is going to happen with, you know, the possibilities of that game releasing soon, or if there will be anything. I mean, I feel like if they skip May 4th without even acknowledging anything, there's going to be some problems. Now, keep in mind, too, last year, May 4th, they announced the date, and it was August, right? Wasn't it like August 20th or something like that? And then 10 minutes after they launched the video, they killed the video. They deleted it, re-uploaded it with that section of the video removed. But I had snagged it before then, so I had the actual announcement, and I used it in my Gamebreak for May last year. I'm glad I never heard any bad things about that. It was October 20th. There we go. So, yeah, you know, that being said, hopefully we'll get an announcement on May 4th. I mean, I have no idea, you guys. I've got no indication of anything, but it's possible. It's possible. Let's see here. What's going on here? Nom is sending me something. What the hell? I sent him a link to an alpha. I hooked up Tyler, Todd, and Gray because those are the guys I generally play, and those are all the guys that I play PC games with too. And I was hoping that they would download it, but he responded in a weird way, like, "Yes, like you rang, you want something from me? What the hell?" Anyways, all right. So to be honest with you guys, I mean, I got Patreon stuff, but that covers my list of stuffs for April. You know, I don't know if you guys have any questions or whatever, but you guys might want to start filing them out now, as here soon I will be wrapping it up. And there's, of course, a little bit of a delay. And depending on when you showed up in the stream, you could be 6 seconds behind or 60 seconds behind. And I want to make sure that you guys are all acknowledged and all that. What's up there, Johnny? welcome to the stream. All right, so things I've gathered so far from this, you guys wouldn't mind streams of Lego or of Spyro versus guides. Like you guys would be okay with the streams versus the guides. You guys are excited for Lego Batman 1. You guys would like to see another Lego collectible minifigure blind bag opening. And let's see here. I think that's the majority of my information that I've gathered today. So hey, Patreon. You guys know that there's lots of ways to support us. Watching videos is really the only thing we ever really ask for. We always want to make sure that you guys are aware of some other things, some extra perks, bonuses, or whatever you want to call them. One of them is, of course, right here on YouTube. You guys can support us by becoming a member. That's only 99 cents a month. It does unlock a custom badge that will be applied next to your name when you're commenting, whether it's on a video that's posted or live on stream. Both of those will showcase that nice little graphic that I have supplied, which is just like a little tile with a color-coded stud on it. So, the further you get, the cooler or the more glorious the stud is. And the Platinum one being the highest one of 2 years, which nobody has yet because we haven't been around that long. But ultimately, we've definitely had, we've got some 1 years and some change. I'd like to see them change it so that we have a little bit more variety. Like, it does seem like one every month would be a little bit ridiculous. But maybe like all the way up to 2 years, right? Like maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then maybe do like 12, 18, 24 or something. I don't know. It seems like there could be more. But there's also extra emojis. The emojis are all available in the chat. I think most of you, if you click the emoji button, you can actually see them. You just might not be able to use them. I just tried to apply all of the emojis. Oh, they did apply. Okay. And there you go. You can see them all there. You get that. Always stay hydrated can, the Thumby, the Get Good, the Cringe Rip Brian, which is for deaths and fails. Brown Pants for being scared. We've got the 2 for the moderators, the Mjolnir and the Stormbreaker axes and hammers, so the people get banned or need to be reminded. We also have the Meat, which is pretty much noms. It's kind of specific to nom. And then we've got You're on Mute, which is sort of an homage to Gray. So we've got some custom. We got some custom. Get Good would probably be applied to me or Joey. Brown Pants definitely me. Cringe Rip definitely me. Yeah, had you not caught on to that yet, Kirsten? Yeah, no, but we did. We definitely. And as it sits right now, guys, I have one more emoji that I can add before I hit my limit. But the way this works is the more people that become members, the more unlocks I get for emojis. So right now we have like 30, 35 members or something like that. And if we hit 40, I think we get 2 more. So, it's up to you guys to do it. But obviously, super chats and stuff are available too. And then, of course, outside of that, we have another site called Patreon, which just allows you guys to directly support us. There was some behind the scenes stuff and an extra Facebook page, but nobody really ever did any communicating there. I mean, there was posting sometimes, but I would post stuff there at like a day before I'd post it on the regular page. And it just wasn't, it didn't feel like you guys were as into it as I thought or expected. The giveaways also became kind of redundant. And when you only had, at the time, we had, I think there was 12 people that were part of that Facebook group at the time. Now, I mean, because sometimes there's more people that, like, we have 30 or whatever. Not all of them ever accepted the link or ever showed up on that Facebook page. So not all of them were there. And even the people that did go and make the effort to actually, accept it or whatever and be part of that, very minimal responses. And it was usually the same 2 people. And again, I'm not trying to take it away or anything like that. It's still there. But it became hard to track and follow, and it just didn't necessarily feel like it was, I don't want to say worth it, but worth it. All right, so knowing that, we have Patreon, we have different levels of Patreon. Oh, snap, look at that, Michael! Hitting level 1, which is the only tier available we have, which is the 99 cent, but looks like he hit his 2 month. I don't know if he's just returning to member, or if it's just the 1 month anniversary. Either way, Michael, thank you so much. I know you've gone out of your way many times and have continued to be a supporter on Patreon, and I really appreciate that. So and we'll get to your shout out here in a hot second. But yeah, so we have a couple different tiers. Some of them get you access to the Happy Thumbs Wall of Fame, Happy Thumbs Namer Wall of Fame. There we go. I knew I was missing something there. But if you go to happythumbsgaming.com, we actually have a button up on the top of our menu that takes you to a page that basically shouts out or just acknowledges all of the people who have supported us on Patreon specifically. At the end of this year, it is possible that you might see those same benefits or tiers, or maybe even revamped benefits and tiers, moved over to the YouTube memberships, and then we might have level 2, level 3, level 4. So we'll see how that works. I mean, if you guys have some preferences or whatever, let me know. I know that sometimes there are some issues with payment types. Like some people like to use Apple Pay, or some people like Samsung Pay, or credit card, whatever it is. Some people have different ways they like to use or spend their money. And not all of them are available on each one. So if Patreon is allowing you to use Samsung Pay or Apple Pay, whatever, but YouTube, let me know, and I will potentially find a way to keep that alive. But at the $5 and up tier, we have what we call just a textual recognition. And so basically what we do is we call on our good guy Thumbie to come in and shout us out textually, the people who are $5 and up. And there we go! Booyaka Show! Most of these names are the same names you see every month. Patreon is not a very popular place for people to come and go from, but we don't advertise it a whole lot. We appreciate you guys. Like I said, I don't ever want to seem like somebody who's like got their hand out going feed me or whatever. This is for people who go above and beyond and really want to give back in some way, and tons of you do it all the time, and I've got some that have been extremely generous. Like I don't want to go into names, but there was, for 2 years, we had one supporter at $100 and another at $50 and another at $20. So I mean, and that went on for 2 years. So I mean, there's definitely been some like mind-blowing amazingness that you guys have provided to us, and again, I can't thank you guys enough. But so that was our $5 and up. I also have a couple of $10 and ups, which actually get verbal shout outs. This was really popular in the beginning. It's sort of tapered down a little bit now, but regardless, in no special order, we've got Michael Karsberg. Thank you so much for your support, Michael. As you guys can see, he is supporting on Patreon and just renewed his membership here on YouTube too. So like I said, some people have the means and are able to go above and beyond, and I really thank you guys for your support. But thank you so much, Michael. Good to see you. I'm glad you got to be here for this stream. I know that the game breaks don't always line up with your time, so today I wondered if it was actually going to be a little bit more beneficial to you. So good to see you. Thank you so much. As always, much love. Next up, we got Douglas Wright. Thank you so much. You guys know him as Dougie Fresh. He's one of the kind of the originators of Happy Thumbs. He came in a little after the creation, but I mean, he's definitely, he was around in the ground floor. He was one of the first guide writers. In fact, he was the first official guide writer. He came in and did his stuff, and Doug has continued to support us. So thank you so much, Doug. I appreciate you. Next up, we got Zaria. Thank you so much, GamerX, Zaria, depending on how you want to be referred to. Good to see you. Thank you so much, as always. Not that this is a bad thing. I haven't seen you posting on Facebook a lot lately. I don't know if you've just not been active. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully everything's all good. But thank you for your support. Much love. Next up, April White. Thank you so much, April, for your continued support. I'd love to hear from you. I've been terrible. I have no excuses. I keep saying every month I'm going to write you, and I don't. So maybe you could kick that off, because I will respond to you. You know that. I will always find a way. I leave that little the notification marker unchecked until I actually make time, so it pops up all the time. I don't have that to do. I need to just set an alarm and just reach out, because it's been a long time. April and I sort of became pen pals a while back, and you know, that hasn't happened in the last couple months. So again, hoping everything is okay there. Hoping you're doing well. I am doing good. It would be lovely to hear from you. And at last but not least, our final $10 supporter for this month is Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for your continued support. I'd love to hear from you as well. You know, you used to post a lot of like funny stuff on Facebook too. You had like a weather app that had all these like crazy weather reports of like blistering hot, better wear, something like crazy stuff. And oh, look at that. Gamer X was lurking in the back. I thought you might be. What is up? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by today. Mecha Godzilla's out there too. What is up? Darkside sliding in as well. What's up, guys? The tip jar, so to speak. Yes, Rays. Yes. Let's see here. I did the last thing I knew you're still working on. Oh, yeah. That day that I was working on it, I kept improving or making adjustments to it, uploading it. Like I had the text above it to start. And you can see it when Greg comments. You can see the original emoji because he used it for his profile pic. But overall, you know, I feel like it's probably pretty good now. I don't know if it's complete. I think it works and serves its purpose. But if it needs some more adjustments, if the X needs to be a little bit more defined or whatever, let me know. But I mean, I feel like it's pretty good now. You're on mute is what that's supposed to represent. I wish there was a way to like. I mean, it's just so small. The little 32 by 32 pixels is way small to work with. And the image I created, it's huge. It's like 3,000 by 3,000. And so, you know, making it small, like details and stuff don't necessarily, like you can't even tell he's got some accents on his forehead and along the bottom too. There's some shadowing that happens there. I think I might have sent you the raw file, Kirsten, and I can do that. If you guys want to see that somewhere, I can post it on the Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but ultimately, you know, we had one more emoji that I was going to produce, and I made jokes about it, like, oh, well, you're 362 days away from receiving that, but I don't remember what it was. And the joke on that is that Kirsten asked me to. So Joey was really active as a moderator and was big into Thor. And so as a fun joke, I made Mjolnir, the hammer, Thor's hammer. I made an emoji of that so that Joey could use it. Well, Joey got a job and wasn't around as much, and Kirsten was around all the time. And so she wanted her own emoji, and she thought that Stormbreaker, the axe that is used by Thor in, I don't remember which movie it is, but one of them, would be a cool one. So I said, absolutely, I'll totally get on that. And I said, Joey, find me a good Stormbreaker image of like a good one, because you know I could find one that might not be the real one or something, and I want to make sure it's good. So he sent me that image, and I kid you not, just randomly I decided to do it one day, and I completed it and sent it to Kirsten. And then I thought, God, I wonder how long ago it was that I actually got this request, and it was 3 days short of being 1 full year. Like 3 days. Like, that's so randomly crazy. 3 days away from being 1 year. And so the joke was that, you know, yes, I'll take all orders on emojis, but the turnaround time is 362 days because it was 3 days short of a year. But I thought that was pretty funny. But anyways, ultimately, guys, that's all I've got for today's game break. Miraculously, I'm feeling fine. A lot of people said about 6 to 8 hours after the shot is when you'll start to feel the headache, the fatigue, the other stuffs. So far, I got none of it. My arm doesn't even hurt. Nothing. You know, and for what it's worth, this is not a ploy. This is not me trying to sway any things. As you guys know, I'm very much into trying not to politicize, religionize, genderize, or opinionize our streams. And you know, when it comes to masks, COVID shots, social distancing, you know, I am a firm follower of science. You know, I don't come, and I know this might upset or surprise some of you, or maybe it totally makes more sense. I don't come from a largely religious background. My parents were not religious on any level, and it's actually due to their parents being religious. Their parents were both what they would consider kind of extreme religious people. And I'm not here to judge or say anything about anything, but when it comes to a lot of decisions, people use their background for decision making. And so for me, I have chose to wear a mask, to be 6 feet as much as possible away from people, which is fine by me. As you guys know, I'm not very much a people person these days. But ultimately, a lot of people are kind of on the fence about shots and things like that. A lot of people, like me being one of them, I was terrified that I was going to get really sick. And I was also in the impression that the shot actually had some of the coronavirus in it. That is not true. So anyways, I just, again, I'm not pitching, I'm not swaying, I'm not trying to tell anybody to do anything. But if you are wondering, or if you have any questions or anything about the shot, please feel free to ask me. What's up, Rackers? Please feel free to ask me, and just know that, over the next couple of days, I may choose to take some days off. I will be in close contact with you guys, especially my mods and the team. So I'll, and if I get really sick or something, I know Kirsten will take care of, letting you guys know and all of that. But ultimately, the whole point of why I even brought this up is I just wanted people to know that, if you guys have any questions or concerns or worries or anything like that, that you think that, me having had 2 shots, and stuff like that, feel free to ask me. And if you want to be private about it, you want to tweet me or something. I know a lot of people are super I'm not getting it. I'm healthy. I'm fine. I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I know that a lot of those people are the same people that don't want to wear masks. Whether you believe in science, whether you're more of a religious, whether you're anti-vax, it doesn't matter to me. I have no opinions. I'm not going to judge any of you guys on any of that. But I will just say this. If you are somebody who does not like to wear a mask, or feels like it's a violation of your freedom or privacy or whatever, just know that the way that the way that things are set up right now, it's going to be a long time before a lot of that changes. And I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what the fastest way there is. But according to what we're being told, they say if 80% gets vaccinated, and again, I'm not telling you to do this. Just want to be clear on that. I'm not pushing any agenda, just stating facts. They say at 80% vaccination, if we can hit that as a country, we will be able to not have to wear masks, and all these bans that are happening right now are going to change. And I know a lot of people are healthy. I was healthy. I didn't have any sickness, but my wife works at a school where there's lots of kids and lots of possible transmission, and my son is a student at another school, same type of stuff. And so for me, I made the choice to do that. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I mainly did it, if I'm being 100% honest, I mainly did it not out of anything other than the peace of mind that I would have of being around my grandmother, who is 94 years old. Well, 93. She'll be 94 in a month and a half. But, you guys know how close I am to my grandmother. She's like my mom. I mean, she really is. I love her. She's a hero. Like my grandfather was best dude ever. So, having the confidence to go and, see her. Like right now, I haven't been seeing her very often because she lives in a retirement home or an old folk home, and there's lots of people. There's been 6 COVID outbreaks there. I'm not worried that I'm going to get COVID by going there. I'm worried that I might be asymptomatic and take it there. So that doesn't really change a whole lot with the shot. I understand that. But somehow, some way, that was my motivation. So, again, you guys do you. I will not judge you or point fingers or naysay, even off stream. Even off stream, I won't. Even behind scenes. Without going into full details, not everybody on the team is doing it. And that's fine. I think they will tell you I have not shown any signs of ill behavior or naysayed or anything. So just know that, like, if you have questions, comments, whatever, you want to talk about it. I'm not always available. I don't always have lots of time to talk just willy-nilly, but I'm serious. Like, if you guys have questions or whatever, you want to know my experience, you want to know, whatever, if I can help, if you need somebody to talk to in that regard, I can totally try and be that guy for you. So, but yeah, I mean, ultimately my first one was, I was tired. I felt really tired. That was it. And the lady today told me drink lots of water. So I'm working on that. And she said try to stay active, actually. Said try to stay away from Tylenol. Said do not take ibuprofen. But, should be fine. So anyways, let's see here. I'm not doing it ever. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I mean, in full disclosure too, to continue this just a little bit more, I'm not somebody who got the flu shot. I'm not like I've got all my other vaccinations as far as, like, polio and measles and mumps and all those things that, most schools and children are in theory supposed to get, right, before they are around the masses. I have all those, but I'm not a flu shot guy. And ultimately, I mean, yeah, they're saying this and that about vaccinations and booster shots is what I think Robert's talking about. The booster shot is not something that is, like, required. They're saying that much like a flu shot, every year there's different variants. And if you're somebody who is high probability for sickness or compromised immune system or, whatever the case may be, those booster shots are going to be probably needed or available. At this time, I do not see myself getting a continual shot. I hate needles, you guys. I have very bad anxiety. Like, it, you guys maybe know, maybe don't know, but, like, it was hard to get in the car and go there. Like mentally, like, I knew I was going to be okay, but, like, and that's why I say, like, if you need to talk to me, like, I'm not a guy that's like, oh, shots are no big deal. I get them all the time. Let's have some blood work right now. No, that is not me. Nobody has had a needle in me for 10 years prior to 3 weeks ago when I got my first shot. Like, I don't do well with blood or needles. Those are like my kryptonites. I ain't no Superman, but those are my weaknesses. And heights, other things, no problem. Idiot people usually can handle those, no problem. Do you get some blood or a needle? Mm-mm. If it's fake blood, if it's on a TV show or a movie or something, it doesn't bother me at all. If it's like a TV show of, like, a surgery happening, like, I'll pass out. I legit will pass out. It has happened, and it probably will happen. So we had to go to a special section, and that's something too that, like, if you have crazy anxiety, and I may have some advice that might help you. And locations are going to be different as far as what's available, but, like, we were able to walk up and say, listen, we're not doing well mentally, but we have bad anxiety, and they said, come right in here. And so we got to go in with what they call, like, the high, what did they call it, mobility issue? No, mobility. Oh, excuse me, I don't remember what they call it, but basically there was nobody under 60 besides us. Most of them had walkers or wheelchairs, and everybody else had to go through a long line and fill out paperwork and do a bunch of stuff. We'd already done all of the paperwork, so it was easy peasy. And I okay, last thing about this, and then I'm gonna wrap it up and we're walking away. We're done. My appointment was at 8:15. We walked in the building at 8:01. We sat down with our number at 8:02, got our temperature checks, a couple questions. Hey, feeling all right? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, okay. Go sit over there. Here's your number. At 8:06, they, I don't have my sticker on me anymore. At At 8:06, they said, all right, go sit over there. And they moved us to the next stage. And we were in there like the pre-stage. And then we were just waiting for a table to open up. And a table opened up and we were next. And when we went, and Reese and I were both done in 3 minutes or less. And then we went and sat for 15 minutes. I'm not kidding. Like, Kirsten, what time was it when I was sitting there, and I texted Kirsten and I just said, hey, I'm already done. I should be on time. Yeah, waiting my 20 minutes. That was at 8:17. So 2 minutes after my appointment was supposed to be, I was already waiting. So like, it went really fast and really easy. I mean, I was in and out of there in 35 minutes or less. So I hate needles, blood, and it was so easy. It was so easy. So anyways, enough about that. But hey guys, so here's the plan. I am going to shut the stream down, and I'm going to go talk to the wife, see what's going on, see what's up for the rest of the day. There is almost for sure going to be at least a 2-hour continuation stream, and it'll be Returnal, where I will be playing that game for the first time, kind of figuring it out, seeing what's up. Hopefully you guys will be around and interested in watching that. So, what's up, Vanny? Vanny's Slane, and Brian's here too. I'm like you, Brian. I used to get blood work all the time, and I really hate needles. So, okay. Blood and needles. Not COVID shot, just blood and needles. When I was... Okay, so let me take a step back. Major Bird, what is up, dude? I didn't see you slide in here. Torres, too, what's up? About 6 months ago, I started going back for dental work. Maybe 8 months ago. Some of you maybe remember that, missing a stream or two, or being all funny after a stream. But I have a really hard time going there too. I just don't like needles, blood, and obviously getting dental work, you need needles, and there's usually blood. And I have terrible teeth. I didn't take care of my teeth, so take care of your teeth, kids. And brush twice at least a day, floss, mouthwash, do all that stuff. But I came to the conclusion that I actually was struggling, like, mentally, like, not just like I'm scared of the dentist or whatever. Like, I was losing sleep. Like, I'd have an appointment on Thursday, and like Tuesday and Wednesday, like, I'd be laying in bed and I couldn't sleep. So like, it was affecting me on a much larger level than I was willing to admit. And so I talked to my wife, and she says, well, you need to talk to somebody. I said, well, who the hell do I talk to? Like, I don't, as somebody who was raised by a single father, doesn't happen very often, but that's my story. He's not like a tough guy, but he kind of was. And my grandfather was too. His father was too. Man up was one of my grandfather's biggest statements that he would say. But I realized that like I said, it was affecting me on a level. And so I talked to my dad about it. I was like, hey, I don't even like going to Blazer games, or like, there's a lot of places I don't like going because of my anxiety, but like, you start taking medical stuff in it and it's 10 times worse. And so he said, yeah, I'm the same way. I said, what? He goes, yeah, that's why I don't go to movie theaters, and that's why I don't do this and do that. And like, I started thinking about it, and like, it totally made sense. Like, my dad picked and chose where he went and why he went. He didn't go to a large event and all these. So like, all of a sudden I'm starting to realize, like, maybe this is a genetic thing or something, or maybe it's not. I don't know how that really works, but the effects were happening, and I needed to talk to them. So I started talking to somebody, and I've had probably, I don't know, 7 or 10 sessions with Maria. Maria's awesome. She does all sorts of things, and she's one of her specialties is anxiety and exposure therapy. Now, this is crazy. Like, in order to get better, her theory is that I need to expose myself. And so, like, there's a long process, and I won't go into all of it, but basically it starts off with me, like, staring at pictures of needles and blood for 15 minutes at a time. And it goes on and on and on and on, and eventually it leads to me going and, like, donating blood, and there's processes in between where I I go with somebody, and I don't actually go in. I just go to the place and get used to the parking lot, and there's all these steps. It's like a 100-step program basically. And I haven't been taking the 15 minutes, but I've been following a lot of what she said. And I gotta be honest, like, if I was at a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 before I started talking to her, I'm probably on like a 6 or a 7 now. That's mind-blowing to me. Like, and the coolest part is I've been sitting at home having video conferences, so I don't even have to go anywhere to do it. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that much like I needed help, some of you might need help too. There's some of you that are probably not interested in some certain things because of anxiety, and like, I just, as somebody who has been a tough guy his whole life, it's okay to talk about it. It really is. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to tell you best or worst practices or whatever, but like, if your life is being affected by, if you're choosing to do or not do things based on, anxiety, probably worth talking to somebody about it. And with COVID and all the protocols, like, you might even be able to do it from your own home. So, but for me, I'm not sure I would have been able to get in the car, not without like puking or being like it was bad. Like, it was bad. Like, it really was. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, it was. And now it's not that way. Like, when I was super uncomfortable. Like, it was like getting in the car. Like, I'd have my wife drive me. Like, I wouldn't drive. Like, she had to take the day off today, and she had to take the day off last time too. And she didn't hold my hand when I was getting it, but like, I mean, it was pretty damn close to that. Like, so, I mean, everybody's got their own hurdles, right? And some people find ways. Some people live in those, live under the hurdles. I'm trying to choose to live above it, and I recommend the same. So, my biggest fears are hopefully going to be my biggest strengths by the end of the year. I don't think I'll be handing out vaccinations or working at Red Cross taking blood drives or anything, but I mean, ultimately, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad goal to have for somebody like me. And everybody's got a little different take or whatever. So anyways, definitely anxiety can come in many forms, you guys. It can be spawned by stress. It can be spawned by certain foods can cause discomforts that can lead to anxiety attacks. I without going into a lot of details, I was in a really bad situation when I was 21 years old, and I was having panic attacks 2, 3, 4 a day, and I was 21 years old. I had no idea what the hell a panic attack was. This wasn't a common thing back in 1999 or whenever I was 21. So I thought I was dying. And legit, I think that might be the last time I had somebody draw blood from me was when I was like 21, 22 years old. I thought I was dying. I legit thought I was not surviving. And so I went in and I did a full physical. The whole shebang at 21 years old. Blood work, poo work, all the whole nine. And after about 3 days, they said, "Brian, you're the healthiest person we've seen in 6 months." And I said, "Check that ish again, because you're wrong." Like, I was like, no way. And then he sort of explained to me what it was, and I was like, oh my God. And like, he nailed it. And then they put me on medication that I couldn't handle. And so I had to do it all on my own. And that was when I was 21, 22. And it wasn't until I was about 26 or 27, or sorry, 40, 36, 37. Boy, I'll get the numbers right one of these days. Last 5 to 7 years were kind of a roller coaster. But, I would say it's pretty under control. I mean, I'm not I'm not where I think I want to be, but like I'm way closer, way closer. So again, not to get on this crazy like deep like I'm sort of broken speech. It is important to know that like mental health is a huge part of our daily lives, and you know whether you realize it or not, there's somebody out there that will listen and can help. So let's see here. Yeah, absolutely, Snowman. Like I said, I know it's one of those topics that is sort of abundant, but it's sort of a fearful topic, right? Like, not that people are scared to talk about it, but I think people are scared to admit it. And I think today, in today's world where everyone is a troll or a pixie, depending on your genetic makeup, um, it's just something that like like for example like and this isn't true, but I'm just saying like because so like Reese, right? Like if Reese were to have anxiety and panic attacks, that's nothing he could share with his friends. And not that he has crappy friends, but like we just live in a world where everything is like ha 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 point, right? It's you, ha 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 ha. And I think that's why a lot of people don't want to talk about it, and that's ultimately why I didn't really want to talk about it. That's why I didn't want to go. And for me, I have this constant stress too of like my job is performance based, so if I take 2 or 3 days off, I don't get paid if there's no content going up. Like, and obviously I sort of lean on or bank on like old content, getting views and stuff. It doesn't always work out that way. And when I missed 4, 5, 6 days, there was those days when we had the power outages. Um, I'll just say this. I mean, without getting into like exact numbers or whatever, I missed like 4 to 5 days in a 1 month period, and it cut my paycheck by about 20%. Now, mathematically, you miss the whole month. I don't know what my paycheck would look like, but it was a huge hit, like huge. And so I'm always worried, like, and I don't want to go like to the dentist and miss work. I don't want to go to somewhere and do whatever, right? I don't want to do that because I have this new stress that builds up, and then that adds to my existing stress. But like I said, like mental health is important. Like you need to, and I need to take my own damn advice. Like, and that's kind of why I decided to take a Saturday, or a Sunday rather, a Sunday, and do the whole weekend. And that's also why I did choose to take Saturdays off, because I needed one freaking day off to just kind of decompress and I don't put on a show as far as who I am when I'm on the mic. Like I'm not having to act. I don't have like I am genuinely loud and obnoxious and goofy and punny, and that's just me. So like I'm not like stressed that I'm trying to be something I'm not. Like it's just nice to have a day to not have to do do any kind of it's just nice. And so at some point it may end up being that I take 2 days, and at some point I might not stream at all. But I mean, for right now, I mean, I'm feeling good about all my stuff, and like I said, I've got my appointments have been working out outside of stream schedules. I've been from home. Going to the dentist, that's a whole other story. They can't do that from home. But ultimately, like I said, it's, if you guys are struggling with pain or panic attacks or anything that's causing you to not do what you want to do, like you need to see the doctor. And I'm terrible about pain. Like if I pull a muscle, or I'll wait like basically like 10 days to 2 weeks before, like if I'm really sick, I'll wait a week or 10 days before I even consider going to the doctor, because I just have such a bounce back mentality that like I just don't really often need that. But as I'm getting older, it's not as bouncy backy, and so I need to definitely take my mental health and my self-care into better. But like I said, like not many people get to say, I love what I do, I love where I work, I love the people I work with, So I mean, it's not hard. It's not an uphill battle for me, but the stress of like missing days or time, that sort of gets to me. And I need to be better about that. And I don't really. That's something I'll need to talk to Maria about next. Like, and yeah, it just kind of how it works. Loki, what is up, dude? Good to see you, man. Thank God for the weekend. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. All right. So one last thing I want to talk about. One last little like question. Are any of you guys buying the Adidas Lego crossover stuff? Does anybody even know about this? And I'll wait for some answers. I'm gonna read. I guess I got some stuff on what is Lego. Okay. Because what happened to mental health isn't discussed enough. A good friend of mine took his own life. Ooh, Torres, I'm sorry to hear that. No, and I agree. And for what it's worth, I see a lot of posts that people make on Facebook and stuff. Like it only takes 1 second to share this. Will 5 of my friends share this? And there's a lot of like, it's all mental health related. Sometimes it's military based. Sometimes it's other stuff, right? But I don't find that as effective as physically talking to the people that you think might need your help. And I don't mean like you should never approach anybody and be like, hey, your mental health seems blah, right? You should, find a creative way to help out and get in there. And that's something that I strive at, and I feel like I'm really good. I'm a wordsmith, if you will. I feel like, finding ways to talk and communicate to people is one of my strengths. And, if you find somebody's being really reclusive, you find somebody's being, depressed. I saw a tweet yesterday, and it was like somebody I follow and that follows me, and I don't really know this person, but they made a post, and it was something along the lines of like, I'm just having a hard time determining if anything is worth it anymore. And that's like, you see a post like that, you need to inquire in a positive way, not like a hey, let me help you, but like a hey, what's up, man? How's your day going? What's up? And then sort of lead into that, and because I mean, I've lost people too. I mean, people that used to be a big part of my life, like big part, no longer here, and certainly wasn't natural causes that took these people, right? I mean, I come from a small podunk town, a small farm town, and the numbers of people who committed suicide or were killed or died in a car crash, 10 times what most people deal with. It's crazy. People ask all the time, what's in the water out there? What the hell are you doing to your people out there? I don't know. I luckily didn't spend my whole life out there, only about half my life, and I made it out of there with a real positive mentality and stuff, but not everybody's got that, and it's tough. And in today's world where, like I said, when you've got so many people, like I struggle with Reese on this fact, like nobody is serious anymore, and in some ways that's a good thing, but in other ways it's not. And like, you like, we'll say stuff to Reese like, hey, it's dinner time, turn off your games, and he'll be like, nope, I'm not doing it, I'm playing all night, when really he's just making a joke. He's getting off or has already gotten off, but it's like the response that people give is so not approachable, I guess is what I'm getting at. I just feel like, I try to do my best. I smile. Smiles are contagious. Hiding behind a mask, it's not as impactful as it used to be, but like opening doors, like that was one of the things I prided myself on. When I was younger, I was a hoodlum, baggy pants, gang affiliated, bad kid. But I loved opening, like I'd go to the mall with all my hoodlum friends, just rawr, we're badass, rawr, and I'd get to a door and I'd open that door and I'd let like 3 families come walking through, and they'd all look at me like they'd be scared at first, right? Or like oh no, this grubby kid. I mean, not that I was intimidating, it was more of like having to deal with one of those mouthy greasier types, right? And they'd be in shock, and I prided myself on that. I loved that, and I still do. I'm not grubby, or I don't think I appear that way anymore. But anyways, it's the point is, I guess, do what you can when you can, and how you can without without negatively affecting yourself. So let's see here. Yep. No, it sounds like Staten then. That being in Colorado, you probably have some pretty similar landscapes and communities, if you will. Staten's still in the dark ages as far as their movie theater is like a one theater, and it's run down and $3 movies. Town is starting to get cleaned up a little bit and get remodeled, but most of it was it's a mountain town. It was kind of the overgrowth of a giant mill area that was produced. So there was a bunch of logging and lumber stuff that kind of popped up because it was just nothing but forest. And so the town kind of, Mill City kind of expanded into, Lyons and Mahama. Mahama kind of expanded into Staten, and so on and so forth. And so crazy. I'm sure you guys are definitely similar. Brian, are you describing yourself or me? Oh, yeah, definitely, guys. I know a lot of us share a lot of these moments or traits or experiences. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a psychologist, but, if you're ever feeling whatever, down, out, feel free to reach out. Joey, what is up, dude? Just essentially, you guys know, like, it's important we all look out for each other, right? I mean, that's something that doesn't help out. Like, neighbors used to provide sugar and milk and things all the time, and most people don't even know their neighbors' names now. And I can say that I do. I know all my neighbors, and we've sort of maintained that old school mentality. And my wife is a bombarder. She is the worst, but also the best, because she'll talk to anybody. We'll be standing in a line somewhere, and she'll start talking to the kids, or start talking to the adults, or grandparents. Oh yeah, I love my oh, I miss that. Like, blah 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 blah. I mean, she, like I said, it's the worst. Somebody who doesn't really want to get involved in some random person's life about whatever, like, standing there, it's awkward sometimes. But she just talks and talks. She's just the most happy-go-lucky, and as a result, we traveled together a lot, and so we definitely have an impact on people, and it's mainly because of her. But hopefully I'm sort of the icing on that cake, if you will. But ultimately, like I said, I know that we look out for each other here, but you've got your close circles and friends and family and stuff, and it's always important to kind of keep an eye on and an ear out, if you will. To the yeah. All right, so hey, it's almost noon. I'm actually about 45 minutes longer than I thought I would be, but that's okay. That's okay. Well, important stuff being discussed here, and you guys are not booing me out of here, so yeah. Let's see. I don't know, Brian. Do they have Johnny Thunder? Yes. Okay. So back to the Lego shoes from Adidas. Yes, they do. They have multiples. In fact, so they have like their staple shoe that came out like 6 months ago. It's sold out, but they have like 3 or 4 other versions. Unfortunately, there's not a yellow and black or anything that stands out as a Happy Thumb shoe. They are, for adults, they're $200. I'm hoping that Warner Brothers contacts me with a pair of them, but I haven't heard anything yet, so I don't know. But ultimately, I was just curious, because I think that definitely might be something that I might grab at some point. I actually have a couple of, they're not direct friends, they're like friends of friends, like my brother. My brother has a couple of buds that work at Adidas, and I think Nam and I have a mutual friend that I can't remember. I think Mark works for Nike, actually. I don't think he works for Adidas. Here, just in case you were wondering, here's kind of one of their staple shoes. Oh my God, the link. I just copied a link. It was 463 characters. Okay, so let me get you a better link. That was ridiculous. So let's see here. Let's go shoes. Okay, those are the kids. Nonetheless, they're still, you'll get the idea. Let me see if I can find this. Stupid things. Okay, now I can't find them now that I went back. So I'm actually on like the right. Okay, let's just go. Let's just type in Lego. All right, so they got a bunch of different ones. So they have the Ultra Boosts, which... Okay, so these don't even really make sense to me. Like, why would you want Lego studs on the top of your shoes? But both really, you got them both? Damn, Tony. They actually have a couple now too. It looks like they've got like 3 or 4 different ones. Obviously, there's some men, some women, some kids. They have dots, which is kind of a newer Lego theme. Oh, come on, load in. Yeah. So let's see here. I'll just type in. I'll just hit you with the page itself. Keep in mind, I don't have any ties to this. I get no dividends, nothing. So don't feel obligated or anything. But if you guys are curious and you want to check out the Adidas Lego crossover, like I said, they got lots of stuff. They got yoga pants. They got shorts. They got t-shirts, hoodies, all sorts of stuff. It's crazy. So I like the windbreaker. Oh, it's a youth windbreaker though. Most of their stuff is Ninjago. So, I'm not huge on the Ninjago, but... All right, so before I go, I'm wrapping it up for realsies this time. I do want to just pitch that for the last 10, 15 minutes, I've had a shift in my sinuses. I don't know if you can hear it. Like, my voice, to me, sounds a little nasalier than it did when we started. And I've got some pressure. I wouldn't call it a headache, but I've definitely got some pressure. Under pressure, forcing down on me. So yeah, Returnal is kind of a toss right now. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit, take a little break, and then the premiere page will likely be 30 minutes or less. So just be aware that could be a short premiere page today, and it is possible that I might not stream Returnal in a little bit. I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna drink some more water, and just kind of take a break. And if I feel like playing some games, I'll be back. And if I don't, I will most likely see you on Sunday. Keep in mind, there is a chance that I might not feel up to myself. I might be a little fatigued, might be sick, might not even notice. And if I do miss it Sunday, we might do a bonus stream because I want to finish it before I go to the coast next week. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll just play it by ear. I got to be more loose with my decisions. I can't be so ironclad or specific. Like, I have a really bad OCD tendency. Like, if I decide something, or we decide we're going to watch a movie, eat dinner, whatever it is, and then the plans change, it's tough for me to adjust. I don't adjust as well as I used to, and I feel like that's some OCD tendencies. But anyways, guys, much love. I'm so stoked we got to get the April 2021 Gamebreak done. I'm hoping that we're going to get to check out some Returnal here in a bit. Like I said, I'm feeling okay. I'm a little nasally, but beyond that, I feel okay. So I think we'll be able to play. I got a really good thumbnail. Kirsten kind of helped me out with it, but it's a pretty good thumbnail. And yeah. So any last minute questions? Any last seconds? Anything? Tony, I still have, in regards to unboxed, never worn Adidas, I have a pair of Dame Lillard 1s, never been worn. And I also have I have a pair of Dame Lillard Crazy 8 special editions. I don't remember what they actually called them, but I think there was only 800 of them made. And I've got one of them. They have a number stitched into them. It's like 526 or something like that. I don't remember what it is, but never worn, never. Those have been tucked away in a nice, cool spot for well, about 7 years now. So, anyways, cool stuff. I love. I'm a collector, but I'm a weird collector. I collect the weirdest stuff. Like, I have Air Jordans that have never been worn, but they're probably not in great shape because they're not stored in a cool area. They're stored in an attic space, and they're probably all hot and weathered. Yeah, I got lots of. I got Loot Crate stuff. I've got Lego stuff. I've got cars, the movie stuff. I've got comics. I've got so much crap, you guys. So much crap. I need to sell it all. Anyways, hey guys, nothing but love. I appreciate you all more than you know. I hope to see you later today, but if I don't, I should see you on Sunday. Regardless, I'll keep you posted on our social media, so make sure you're following us on Twitter and or Facebook. They both get the same updates. Twitter's a little bit shorter because they don't allow the longer, long-winded posts, but ultimately the same information and links. So those are the two strong ones for sure. Obviously, YouTube gets the community page updates now too, as well as Instagram, which I need to get. But I wish they would double post. I wish I could make a post on Facebook and it would auto post to my Instagram. Like, I thought there was a way to do that, but I can only post on Instagram and then have it post on Facebook. But I can't post to Instagram easily from the web browser. So it's like this huge conundrum. Like, if I could do an Instagram post easily and then it auto posted to Facebook, I would do that because it would auto post to Twitter too. But I can't get Facebook, so I got to figure that out. It's probably doable, but anyways. Hey guys, that's going to go ahead and do it. You know the drill. Head on over to any of our social medias. If you have not already, please check out happythumbsgaming.com. As for me, that is going to go ahead and do it for now. Like I said, hopefully we'll be back to play some Returnal, get some of those deaths in, and oh, to the yeah. But yes, as always, until next time.